Go, Spurs, go! Go, Spurs, go! I got to witness the end of an era. It was great at the game last night, Game 5. Watching the Dallas Mavericks completely dominate the game and close the series out in 5. I can't take credit for that, though, because I picked 6. I underestimated the Mavericks. Taking 2 games from San Antonio in their own house and won the series 4-1. It was great being at the game last night. We went to Game 2, watched us get blown out, but then came back for Game 5. Dirk Nowitzki went off, went crazy, and Jet was off and on. But really, the rock of this team throughout the series has been Josh Howard. Josh Howard wasn't the leading scorer; he was the second leading scorer, I believe. But his steals, he helped in runs. He kept attacking the basket, getting fouled, and just playing solid. The guy's playing excellent, playing like he did in 2006. But let's talk Spurs right now. Let's talk Spurs, because really all ESPN and all the sports, that's all they're talking is Spurs. It's almost like it's not even, they didn't even play Dallas. There's a team that beat them. But all they talked about is the Spurs and how old they are. They didn't have Manu. Let's talk about that. Now, I've already gotten comments and I've already heard Spurs fans, friends of mine, people here on YouTube, people on TV, talking about Manu Ginobli, talking about how, man, if we had Ginobili, it's a different series, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's talk about Ginobili. Now, that's legit to say that your team is better with Manu Ginobili. He's part of your big 3, great player, and probably would have given you a couple games. But I'm going to talk to a couple of you Spurs fans, or actually every Spurs fan, who said you're going to win this series. If you said in a comment, in a video, to your friends, anywhere, you said, we got the Mavs, we're going to beat them in 4, we're going to beat them in 5, we're just going to win this. If you just said, we're going to win the series, then you lose every credibility of saying that, well, we would have won with Manu. Going into this series, you knew Manu Ginobili is not stepping on that court. You knew you didn't have him coming in. So, what happens when you start losing? Well, you just do a fallback. Oh, well, of course Dallas won it. We didn't have Manu Ginobili. You can't use that. You said before the series that you were going to win it. So now that you lose, you say, well, if we had Manu, then we're going to win? What kind of sense does that make? You can't flip-flop. You stick with it. If you say, we're going to win this series, and you lose, then you bite the bullet, you take it, you say, Dallas, you were the better team this series, and you move on to your couch. That's what happens. I don't want to hear all these typers like, Manu Ginobili is going to be here. But I'm sick of it. Okay? If you pick the Spurs to win this series, you don't get to use the excuse of not having Manu Ginobili, because you thought your team was good enough without him. Prove that they weren't. And let's talk about that. Even with Manu, I'm not sure if you would have won this anyways. Dallas took 2 games from you in your house. 2 games. Let's put that in perspective. Let's say this was a 3-game series. Best 1 to 2. And all those games were played in San Antonio. Dallas still wins that series. You see what I'm saying? You didn't protect home court. Now, I will give you that Ginobili, he gives you a better chance of stealing one in Dallas. But with or without him, as great and mighty as the San Antonio Spurs are, you should be able to protect your own home court. And Dallas owned that court. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. And let's talk about some of you guys at the game. Because I know that the Spurs fans at the game started doing this, and I know some at home were as well. Sitting there as Dallas was dominating the game, I was listening to the conversations around me. Of course, Ginobili came up. They were talking to each other. Now, Ginobili here, man. We're gonna win this game. But the other one was they would point at the banners. Said, hey, man, any Mavericks fans give you any crap? Just point those banners. Say, hey, you ain't got one of those. Let me talk to you about that. Now, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. So let's talk in that way. Let's use the Philadelphia-Dallas football rivalry as a setup here. The Cowboys have 5 Super Bowl rings. We all know that. We all say it. The Philadelphia Eagles have none. Kind of like the Spurs have 4, the Mavericks have none. So let's talk about that. Last season, the last game of the year, the Dallas Cowboys, all they had to do was win. Just win the game, and you're in the playoffs. And what happened? We go into Philadelphia and get beat 44-6. Blowout is not even a good enough word for what that was. Complete domination, controlled the game. The Eagles played one of the best games I've ever seen them play, and Dallas did not show up, and they got punished for it. So after that game, what did I do? Well, I made a video and told all my Eagles friends and stuff. I said, 5 rings, yeah, you ain't got none. No. We got beat. We got destroyed. If we want to talk history, I'll bring 5 rings up. And I win history every time. But when it is during the season, and you just got done playing, and you bring up history after you lose, that's called a loser's argument. It's called being a sore loser and not accepting the fact that you just got beat and you weren't the better team that day. So Philadelphia Eagles fans, you know, I didn't go start ripping them like, well, at least we got 5 rings and y'all don't have any. That didn't make any sense. They just killed us. Kind of like last night when you see the Spurs fans walking around holding up 4 fingers. Like, look how awesome we are. Man, you guys win history every time. I'm not jacking y'all for that. Y'all got 4 rings. So y'all need to go home, polish your 4 trophies while you're sitting on the couch. Okay? But this season is for the Dallas Mavericks more so than the Spurs. So I really couldn't fathom. I thought that they would kind of like just accept it and go on, but man, Spurs fans, I don't get it. I know there's Cowboys fans that do that. They just flash the 5 rings after you lose. I don't get that. I feel like living in the moment, hoping that the team that you're cheering for right now does something. So Spurs fans, I mean, I heard at the game last night, I heard so many excuses last night. So many excuses. And for a fan base that experienced so much success and so many championships, to fall back on that was embarrassing. That and the fact that y'all left about 3 minutes left in the game with a 10-point deficit. The people were just hightailing it out. 3 minutes are left in the game and you're down 10. Don't have any faith in your team at all? I had a great time last night. I got to meet, I met a couple of guys, bunch of Mavericks fans. Also, it was pretty cool. I had about 3 or 4 people recognize me from YouTube. So if you guys are watching, I got to talk to one of them. His name was Lee. It was kind of funny. He was sitting on the same row as I was, but I couldn't see him because they're Spurs fans playing. But once they left because they were getting their tails kicked, he saw me pointing at me and was like, hey, CowboyTD. I was like, yeah, man. And I talked to him. He's from Austin. So if you're watching, Lee, what's up, man? Glad you're enjoying the videos. And talked to him, real cool guy. And I heard some people as I was walking through. I didn't hear all of them, but my friends were like, hey, that guy just pointed you out and saw you. So all you guys, very cool. I'm loving and they're all Mavericks fans, so that's great. So Mavericks fans, thanks for watching, guys. I'm glad to see that the guys who watch my videos are actually going to the games as well, repping the team as everything. So Mavs going to round 2 for the first time in 3 years. Finally getting that monkey off our back and getting into the second round, winning a playoff series. Probably going to play Denver. They're killing the Hornets right now in the series. And we hadn't beat Denver all year. So the game's been close, but you got to get the job done. But let's enjoy this right now. Dallas Mavericks win in 5. Spurs, your run is done. We'll see you guys later. Go Mavs. Dirk's a beast, isn't he?